So we have a Stanley Cup final-esque meeting between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights, except these teams will be meeting in the third round instead of the Stanley Cup finals. And a lot of people are yucking it up about the Habs, saying, this is going to be easy pickings, they're going to get swept 4 straight, they have no chance, this is a bye for Vegas into the finals. Let's get some numbers on these teams. So Vegas throughout the playoffs so far, 14.3% on the power play, 71.4% on the penalty kill. Those aren't great special teams numbers actually, but nonetheless the Golden Knights have made it all the way to the third round. So 40 goals for, 31 goals against for the Habs, 18.8% on the power play, PK 90.3%, goals for, 28 goals against, 24. That's through 11 games for the Habs. And for Vegas, those stats are through 13 games for them. Let's face it, Vegas is a very strong team, and Montreal is going to face their biggest test of these playoffs. Some people might have thought it was Toronto, but no, I have to disagree. The Leafs are a very good, very fast, skilled team, but there's a big difference between a very good, very fast, skilled team and a team that's very good, fast, and has got a pretty good amount of skill themselves and knows how to win, and that's the Vegas Golden Knights. They know how to win. Toronto, maybe not so much yet, and for Montreal, that's why this is going to be their biggest test, because Vegas, they know how to win. They're comfortable in all situations. I think one advantage Montreal could have in this series anyways is the special teams, because their special teams so far throughout the playoffs have been a lot better than Vegas is, or at least the penalty killing has anyways, and maybe that's something Montreal could exploit the Golden Knights in. I can see why people are saying this is a very lopsided series. I myself am a little skeptical about the Montreal Canadiens, only because of the fact that they didn't have a very strong regular season. They only had one more win than the Ottawa Senators, and the Vegas Golden Knights, on the other hand, while they were tied with for the most points in the league with the Colorado Avalanche, who did win the President's Trophy. Vegas lost out by virtue of the tiebreaker there, but that goes to show how good Vegas was in the regular season, and Montreal was kind of stumbling along. But for the Habs, you throw all that out the window if you're them now. I mean, it's playoff time, it's go time, you're here for a reason, you've played well enough to get to this point. Yeah, Vegas, maybe they've faced a little more stiffer competition, especially facing the Colorado Avalanche and beating them, by some pretty good scores throughout the series too. And I want to mention both teams are riding high coming into the series, Vegas having won 4 straight, Montreal having won 7 straight, dating back to Game 5 against Toronto. And one distinct advantage Vegas will have off the ice is the fan advantage. They'll have a full house of 18,000 plus, whereas Montreal will have minimum 2,500. They might have more, as the Habs have requested to Montreal or Quebec Public Health that they have more fans in the arena, so we'll see what happens. Prime Minister Trudeau is a big Habs fan, so we'll see if he steps up to the plate and allows his team to have more fans, but I don't know if that's going to necessarily be the case, because we just don't really want to seem to move forward with this thing. But anyways, all that aside, they have a lot of fans, the Golden Knights, 18,000 strong. Montreal has not seen an atmosphere like that since March of 2020. They haven't seen an atmosphere like that in the playoffs since 2017 when they were in MSG on the road. And for Montreal, Vegas is going to come out hitting. They're going to try and run their guys out of the building just because they're going to have the fans behind them. They're going to want to impress their fans. So the Habs have to be ready from the drop of the puck. Now, there are some storylines here. Max Pacioretty gets to face his old team, and that's got to be something special for him. Nick Suzuki and Thomas Tatar, if Tatar can ever get back in the lineup, will face his old team as well, their old team. Nick Suzuki never played a game for Vegas, but he was drafted by them. I'm sure he would like to show them, hey, you guys made a mistake trading me. And I'm sure the veteran Pacioretty would like to have something to say about his team trading him as well. So those are some interesting storylines to keep our eyes on too. In goal, I would say they're pretty even. Carey Price and Marc-Andre Fleury, 2 of the best goalies in the world right now. Those 2 guys will make up for a great goaltending duo. I can't wait to see that. I think that's one of the most intriguing parts of this series. As far as the defense goes, I think Montreal might have a slight advantage over Vegas. I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say because they got Pietrangelo back there. The Habs have Weber and Petrie if Petrie's healthy. Montreal has a very underrated decor. Vegas is very solid. Maybe I wouldn't give the Habs the advantage. I'd say they're about tied because, they got Pietrangelo back there who's playing really well too so far in these playoffs for Vegas. And I'd have to give the edge at coaching and at the forward position to the Vegas Golden Knights as well. I think Pete DeBoer, I like his structure that he employs for his team a little bit better than Dominique Ducharme. I think Ducharme at times, his teams can look a little bit loose in their own end, whereas maybe Vegas, they look a little more tight, a little more under control in their own end. And although Montreal, hey, don't get me wrong, they've played well in their own end defensively, but I'm just saying they look at times a little more loose than maybe Vegas does, so maybe the Golden Knights try and exploit that as well. Now for prediction, a lot of people are saying, okay, Vegas in 4, Vegas in 5. I think it's going to be a tighter series than what people think, but at the end of the day, I do think the Golden Knights will win this series. I think Vegas in 6. I think that's a very fair estimate. I think Montreal is getting a little bit disrespected maybe by the media and fans. I myself was running around joking, saying like, oh, the Habs are going to lose in 4 or whatever. But no, honestly, I think they're going to probably lose this series in 6. I think they're going to put up a great fight, give Vegas all they can handle. It's going to be a good, hard-fought, tight 6-game series. But ultimately, the Golden Knights will prevail. So those are my thoughts on this series. Please let me know what all of you think in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.